Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. I pray what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jacob. So time war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but their question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crack as hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Souls of the earth, then our taste gon' stale. Black man, Hispanic man, we got no time to be weak. Rap is just a freak, though I got the game sewn. When I'm done, drop the weight, I'm taking my home.
I was 24, trying to see 25. I was
burned down Sodom, turn Babylon into rubble. Black man, Hispanic man, we got no time to be weak.
Looked around, all I saw was death in the streets. That's why every time I speak, I put life in the beat. They ask me why I ain't smile, life ain't sweet. Black man, Hispanic man, we got no time to be weak. Looked around, all I death is death in the streets. That's why every time I speak, life in the beat. They ask me why I ain't smile, nigga, life ain't sweet. Black man, Hispanic man, we got no time to be weak. Nah, I said it best, you know we just surviving the times, and it's survival of the fit. Strong survive. That's why each and every day I pray to the Most High, cause most of my people ain't make it to see 25. I was 24 trying to see 25, but the shit that I'm spitting crackers ain't gonna want me alive. I was 24 trying to see 25, but the shit that I'm spitting crackers ain't gonna want me alive. I was 24 trying to see 25, but the shit that I'm spitting crackers ain't gonna want me alive. Less it's 25 to life and I'm stuck in a cell. 23 hours to slot, yo my nigga, that's hell. We the salt of the earth and our taste gone stale. Living in a system set up for my people to fail. We the salt of the earth, our taste gone stale. Living in a system set up for my people to fail. We the salt of the earth and our taste gone stale. Living in a system set up for my people to fail. It's time to come together, that's the only way to excel. May the Lord's anger rain down fury like hellfire and brimstone. Revert these devils to Flintstones. Burn down Sodom, turn Babylon into rubble with it. Burn down Sodom, turn Babylon into rubble with it. Burn down Sodom, burn down Sodom, burn down Sodom, turn Babylon into rubble. burn down Sodom, turn Babylon, rubble with the angel and the Lion of Judah, king of the jungle. Ephraim is a flame, turning Esau into stubble. This is the patience of the saints, so always remain humble. He who endures to the end will see this place crumble. Blessed is the man who sees the fall of his enemies. His prophecy is destiny. Been at war for centuries, victims of lost identity, but now we got the recipe. The Bible is the remedy for healing all extremities. Blessed is the man who sees the fall of his enemies. His prophecy is destiny. Been at war for centuries, victims of lost identity, but now we got the rest. The Bible is the remedy for healing all extremities. I said the Bible is the remedy for healing all extremities. We speak the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Still speak the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Still we speak the truth until the day that we die. The day that we die, the day that we die. Still I rep the Most High until the day that I die. We still
I put the bars together with anger and vengeance, praying that the breath of my enemies get extinguished. Niggas rhyme nursery like I'm here in Disney. How can I spit soft when crackers hit wanna end me? Trying to take my life and my kids without a father. Trying to take my life and my kids without a father. Trying to take my life and my kids a father. That's why you see me rolling around with that revolver, 6-shooter on me like I'm in the Wild West. Call them trying to steal them bars, they want the style next. 6-shooter on me like I'm in the Wild West. Call them trying to steal them bars, they want the style. 6-shooter on me like the Wild West. Call them trying to steal them bars, they want the style next. But they can't duplicate y'all where they recuperate. Came a long way from moving perks about the Super 8. Hotel, motel, wet-headed wholesale. Now you might see me with fringes all on my coattail. Hotel, motel, wet-headed wholesale. Now you might see me with fringes all on my coattail, looking like a Hebrew. But I don't beef over the web, just step to me when I see you. Nose triangle on that 50 cal Eagle. Not even a main event, it's just a preview. Right before the movie, big budgets and Uzi. Big butted bitches, low 30 up to the Thule. Nigga so groovy, come and check the stilo. I leave, they talking again, it's like I'm Debo. Rap is just a free throw, I got the game sewn. When I'm done, drop the mic, nah, taking mine home. Rap is just a free throw, I got the game sewn. I'm done, drop the mic, nah, taking mine home. Rap is just a free throw, I got the game sewn. When I'm done, drop the mic, taking mine home. So it won't fall in the hands of fuck niggas. Me, I play the cards I'm dealt with Trump niggas. Ball on these haters, they swear I could dunk, nigga. Want, nigga. Choppers fit nice in the trunk, nigga. A problem over here, you can see me out front, nigga. Jump, nigga. Mean if you froggy, I front, nigga. Front, nigga, front, nigga, front, nigga, front, nigga, front. 6-shooter on me, like I'm in the Wild West.
We speak the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We spit the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We speak the truth until the day that we die. The day that we die, the day that we die. I'll let the Most High until the day that I die. We're still here, die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We spit the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We speak the truth until the day that we die. Day that we die. Day that we die.
We do it like that and we do it like this. We do it like that and we do it like this. Yeah.
Swing low, Lord, get me at this plantation. I ain't on the block no more, no grams weighing. I don't even bed no whores, my ribs stay in. Try to keep them humble and never run in the streets. My kids speaking Hebrew, so you know that I teach. It's hard, gotta hold on, trying to keep up the peace. I'm waiting on your son to return and cut off the beast. Till then, I'ma be in war mode and face east. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I take it. That's why I don't sell dimes no more, and I don't blaze it. Satan still want me back, he gotta face it. Smoke don't touch these love lungs, I'm feeling strong again. Lost a couple LBs, even started to jog again. I get suited up now, and I ain't talking about cardigans. Boots laced up in gear, ready for battle. The enemy is listening, Lord, but I ain't rattled. You made a nigga feel it, some niggas scared of their shadow. I'm seeing lost niggas in these groups on the tube. You could've put me with them, guess that's mercy from you. You put me front of Jenna, you're hot and I can't lose. He took a drug dealer that probably should make the news and turned him to a prophet. My family is still confused. It seems they like to owe me best. Sorry to say, I ain't gotta drop a owe me left. So I pray that the slave master see death every day. I hear the bell toll and hope I'm the one chosen. And when that chariot swing low, Lord, let me roll in.
We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? What you know about sacrifice? Nothing, they bluffing. These niggas perpetrators, man of God, the shit is disgusting. I put my time in, while they ain't even applying. Through all the pain, hate, confusion, and the lying, I stay grinding with the heart of a lion. The strong through the storm till I found that silver lining. Without no pressure, there's no diamonds. I walk straight into the furnace of affliction for refining. Came a long way to stash the bills when I heard the sirens getting higher. Hold up, moment of silence. Just a moment, y'all. Yeah. Cause that man is dead in deceased. Gained knowledge, found peace, shook the mark of the beast. Only fear God and not another man who bleeds. And if you roll with me, you already know my steed. I come through, give a death, they holler, what up, priest? Then I quit the chop a Christian with ease. Then I go and put the sword back in his sheath. I got one life to live, so I'm playing for keeps. So I'll be dropping shit like the towers. All my haters sour, you ain't no cowards. Niggas swear they hard, but acting like they own they flower. You old bitch ass nigga, I'll fuck your ass up. Hold up, let me regain my composure. I keep the time to the beat of a composer. The end is near and I can feel it getting closer. Praying to the Lord that the angels be my chauffeur. We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot?
Yeah, and get out this hell, cause I done been through there and back. Let's declare the facts, these crackers setting stays and traps. Revenue be oppressing, I ain't prepared to crack. My current state of living depressing, my hair I'm tearing that. I fight alone in my home, but I ain't sharing that. Most of these people ain't prepared for that. I met these UPK brothers and I was hearing that. They said, you know, the Christ struggle too. And I'm like, where is that? Digging the scriptures and they show what he was hearing that. Bush when he's up top the mountain, I'm unaware of that. Return the rocks and the bread, I'm highly aware of that. But then they try to get Christ to jump. Shit, I be scared of that. The shit I'm stressing through infinitesimal with comparing that. Put on my gator strap, this was best to do. Cause that's what pressure do. And they bring the blessing through the truth who we bring. So by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, go to war for my king.
We're doing this for Yahweh and Yahushua. Go to war for our people like Mordecai. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Every day is a struggle just to stay alive. It's dark and hell is hot and I don't wanna feel the fire. I'm sorry for my sins and I deserve to die, but please swing low, sweet chariot, cause I wanna ride. Well, come on, come on, come on. Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot? Won't you please swing low, sweet chariot?
Swing down, I'm gonna ride. Swing. All right, clap it up.
Clap it up, man. All right. Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Lathan by Shem Yahweh to all the sisters. With the Isupk. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. All right. We were teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth of the Bible since 1969. All right. Truth of the Bible, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites, man. You know what I mean? You are the Israelites. And today it's Isupk San Antonio history class. And today we're talking about the regeneration, not reincarnation. We're talking about the regeneration, right? What's the difference, Caviar? You know the difference between regeneration and regeneration and reincarnation?
Regeneration, reincarnation?
Yeah.
The regeneration is when you get like actually brought back to life. The reincarnation is when you die and then you can.
Not the both of them, you still die.
Oh, you still die?
Yeah.
Well, you die, but you come back to life in that same body. The reincarnation, you die and you go back into another body.
You can come back into not the same body. Reincarnation is when you die, you can come back as a cow, a roach, a rat, what do you call it? A spider. You know what I mean? You could be anything. You can come back as an oppressor. You feel me? But you see here in regeneration, when you die, you come back as what?
As you, or as your people.
You know what I mean? As your nation, your tribe. You know what I mean? You get regenerated back into your family.
You know what that?
Leave that alone. That's not yours. What did like?
Take that.
Are you on tomorrow's stuff? That's not yours. No, it's not.
You get a lot of trouble from working there.
You guys are not using it.
Yeah, we do. That's ours. It's our tripod.
You guys already have it.
No, that's for camp. You put that back. That we use that for camp. You can't just come in here and just be taking things. That's not yours. Yikes.
Man, you can take it from the house, but you do.
Yikes. Missing monopod. All right, Caviar. So give me the definition of reincarnation. No, I don't. I'm tired of her or him or it. Whatever it is, I'm tired of AI. I'm tired of these AIs. Have you heard about Drake and his AI? Drake got an AI robot, bro. He said it's a hologram, right? And it like, you know what I mean? It probably could be a hologram if he didn't come grab his notebook from him. He grabbed his notebook from his hologram.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. That was actually crazy.
What are y'all doing? Something weird. Everything.
Yeah.
That's not y'all's. That's our tripod that we use for our camera. Close that door up.
So it says reincarnation.
Yes.
The rebirth of a soul in a new body.
See, in a new body, right? Now, give me the definition of regeneration. In a new body, you can come back in a snail body, a snake body. You could be a cow. That's what the Hindus believe in. That's why that's why over there they don't kill rats. They don't kill what do you call them? Cows, because they call them they can be a, you know, Uncle Ahmed, Uncle Ahmad. You know what I mean?
Says that regeneration, the action or process regenerating or being regenerated into particularly the formation of a new animal or plant tissue.
Right. So it's the one is a soul into a new body, right? And one is same soul, right, in a new form of new tissue. right? Give me Matthew 19 and 27, 28. My throat itching. Yeah. Let's see what Christ said about regeneration.
You want to go to read one of them?
You said what?
Read one of them?
What? Yeah, go ahead. Let me see.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 28. And Jesus said unto them,
Go to the verse before.
verse 27.
Yeah.
Verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee.
Right. Right. So this is Peter. This is Peter and the disciples talking to Christ. Right. And they're asking him a question about what are they gonna get? You know what I mean? What is the reason for them following Christ? What are they gonna get? What is their reward? Right. You know what I mean? And Christ knew something that the disciples didn't know. Christ knew something that we didn't know before we were in the truth. Christ knew something that the Christians don't know. You know what I mean? Christ understands life and understands what's happening and what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So then he's about to put them on game. You know what I mean? About to put them on game. You know what I mean? It's just like us right now. Are we working for something that we might see? I mean, that we're going to see, because we might not see Christ's return. We might not see the kingdom of heaven, you know what I mean, in Azkabar or Azkapiar. You do what I'm saying? We might not see that, but we're working for things that's not seen. But give me faith. Hold on. Hebrews 11 and 1, I think. Right. All right. Let's go. Keep going.
Verse 28. And Jesus said unto them,
No, we didn't finish the forsake. We didn't finish as 27.
Oh, okay. What shall we have therefore?
Just start over. Just start at 27. No.
Verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all.
Right. He said we have forsaken all. Right. Just like us right here, right now. We forsaken Christmas. We forsaken Easter, Thanksgiving. Right. Pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Sometimes we forsake our parents, our mamas, our daddies. Sometimes some people forsake their kids. You know what I'm talking about? Some people forsake their kids for this truth. You do what I'm saying? Wives, husbands, for this truth. Right? Lord knows I've sacrificed a lot of things, haven't you? You know what I mean? We sacrifice a lot of things. We've forsaken a lot of things. Like, you know what I mean? Because we straight and narrow. Focus on this truth. Focus on the work of the Most High, right? Go ahead.
And followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
Right. So just like us, we've forsaken everything and we followed Christ. We followed the Most High, right? And he's asking Christ, what shall we have? Yeah. Yeah, my throat is killing me. And now we're asking, what should we have then, right? Go ahead.
Verse 28. And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration.
In the what?
In the regeneration.
The one that followed him in the regeneration. Right? Who's following in Christ in the regeneration?
The
The prophets. So the prophets that are back then, the prophets are here today, huh? That's what they're saying, right? All right, keep going. The one that's followed Christ, what happened?
That ye which have followed me in the regeneration,
Right.
when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Right, because back then he wasn't sitting in the throne of his glory. We knew he was the king, but he didn't reach that kingship because he had to come and die for the sins of the people, right? He had to come and die for the people, right? So therefore he didn't reach his throne. But when he reaches his throne, the ones that followed him in the regeneration, right? Go ahead.
Ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. So what they're working for, they were working for things that they wasn't going to receive. The prophets were working for things that they wasn't going to receive. You know what I mean? So what are we working for? Things that we're not going to receive, because we are those prophets back in the day. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, you're John, and oh, you're Peter, because we don't know that. We don't, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody, we don't know who's who, what's what. You know what I mean? At one point in time, Christ had 5,000 disciples, thousands of disciples, thousands of men that followed him. Yeah, thousands of men that followed Christ at one point in time. At one point in time. When he started talking about drinking the blood and eating the body, and they was like, what? They thought he was a vampire or something. You know what I mean? They left him. Even John the Baptist. No, not John the Revelator. No, not John the Baptist. Remember, John the Baptist sent his disciples to go question him after he heard what the things that Christ was teaching. Remember? It was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Blood. Like, you want us to drink your blood? They didn't understand that. You know what I mean? But you understand how Christ understood the regeneration? You know what I mean? About the prophets of old and the prophets of the new? Give me Hebrews 11 and 1. Mm-hmm. Let's get a little bit about the faith, because what they was working for was hoping for things that wasn't seen. You know what I mean? That wasn't that what they wasn't going to be able to see that. They wasn't going to be able to touch or obtain that as Peter, Paul, you know what I mean? John, Judas, Timothy, you know what I mean? Titus, they wasn't gonna be able to physically touch the kingdom and the thrones, right? As those men. So they knew that they were going to, so Christ had to break down regeneration for them, and how they die, they come back to life, which is what we about to do today. Keep going.
This is the book of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is a substance of things hoped for. Sorry.
Right. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, right? Because we're working for the future, because we're hoping that we're going to get that kingdom of heaven. We hoping that when Christ returns, he's going to put a crown on our head. We're hoping that that these things are going to happen, right? Right? That's our faith. Go ahead.
The evidence of things not seen.
But we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. It's like Moses. Moses worked the whole time, went to get the Israelites from Egypt, brought them out of Egypt, right? Brought them out of Egypt and took them to the he didn't reach the promised land, but he took them to the wilderness. They set up camp, but Moses never entered into the promised land as Moses. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He did all that work, had all that faith, didn't make it. He died before he did it. Damn. You know what I mean? Yes.
Didn't they wait until Moses died to be in the promised land?
No, they didn't wait. If Moses didn't die, they was gonna go in. They was gonna go in there. If Moses didn't die, they was gonna go into the promised land.
He was going to sit out.
Well, that's what Moses. That's what Most High and Moses had. Just because the Most High said Moses wasn't gonna make it, that don't mean all the Israelites knew that.
No, I'm saying like they made it. But I'm talking like
Yeah, but you said they set out and waited for Moses to die. No,
no. I'm talking like the Most High made them like him, Moses. Not even
the Most High didn't let Moses into the kingdom. I understand what you mean. But the Israelites had nothing to do with that. All right, let's go. Let's get to the class. Oh yeah, bro.
No, I thought he did less more window. This is something they had done, bro. This is the thing they had done.
That's not the subject matter. Does it really matter that he didn't let some people in because of things they done? Is everybody gonna get the kingdom this time? Some people ain't gonna get in there because of things they done. Right? That's why we have to be morally upright and moral and keep those laws, statutes, and commandments and do the work of the Lord. You know what I mean? We should just pray and hope that we can get there. We can get in. Jeez, it's a lot. All right, back to this this reincarnation. So the Hindu people have an understanding of reincarnation, right? Or the regeneration because everybody has a piece of the truth. You know what I mean? Has a piece of have this piece, believe in that piece, live in that piece. All cultures on the earth, because the Bible is the source of all wisdom and knowledge. You know what I mean? So everybody on the earth at one point in time had pieces of the truth. You know what I mean? Because they'll take this from there, they'll take that from this, but they don't take the whole thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like everybody has a flood story. Why does everybody have a flood story? Like the great flood that Noah and his 3 sons and their wives have survived.
It's a story that was passed down from generation to generation.
Right, it was passed down through generation, right? And Noah taught his sons the truth. Right? It's just that the Lord didn't deal with Japheth and Ham, he dealt with Shem. You know what I mean? So it ain't all have the flood story because it came through their generations. Right? But everybody has a piece of the truth. All nationalities have a piece of the truth because the Bible is the source of all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's the Bible. The Bible is the source of it. You know what I mean? I know everybody has their Egyptian Book of the Dead and the Book of Ma'at and all these different books. And all these different books, right? But they have all these different books, but the Bible is the source of the wisdom and understanding and knowledge. Right? Give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Oh, sorry. So 1 or 11?
1 and 9.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
Right. It says the thing that has been, right? I got it. Gotta have a, I don't know, I gotta have a line. So the things that has been, right, is what shall be in the future. You understand? Keep going.
And that which is done.
And that which is done, that what was done in the past, right? Go ahead.
Is that which shall be done.
Is that what shall be done, right? Right? So in other words, right? What was in the past is what's going to be in the future, right? And then what was done is what shall be done, right? So you know how we say Christ was the first unarmed black man, right? To be murdered. So what they were doing back then in the past, they're doing now. You know, spiritual Egypt. You dig what I'm saying? So what was going on back then is what's going on right now. The people that were back then are the people right now. You know what I mean? That's why the prophets, that's why I started with the regeneration scripture. You understand? We good? Oh, let's keep going.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Right.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
There's what?
No new thing under the sun.
Christmas.
No, there is no new thing under the sun.
It got a new name, but it's the same old Babylonian and pagan celebration. It's just now it's called Christmas. Now it's called Easter. Now it's called Halloween. Right? You understand that? You understand that? There's nothing new under the sun. Right? Capiar, you've been here before. You just wasn't Capiar. Your spirit was here. You was not Capiar. You understand that? I've been here before. I just wasn't Kabar. Everybody has been here before. You just wasn't with the name that you are, right? I have a Uncle Bubba, right? Never seen the man before in my life. He was dead before I was born. He's old. My mama said I look just like the man. I said, what? You know what I mean? She said you a split image of him. I said, oh snap. You know what I mean? I need to find that picture. I need to find a picture of him. I need to show like, you know what I mean? He probably didn't. I don't know. He probably did have gold teeth. Whatever. He probably did have gold teeth, right? Go ahead. There's nothing new under the sun. So everything that's here now has been here before. You know what I mean? That's the thing about our generations. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new?
Right? It's a question. Is there anything that said that, see, this is new? No, this is not new. You know what I mean? You know when we came into America on slave ships, right? And they changed our names from whatever our names was to Toby and these different slave names, right? That's not new. They did the same thing to Nishak, or they did the same thing to Hezekiah, Azariah, and I think it's Hananiah.
You went to the other names?
Yeah, I went to their real names, but they changed their names to Nishak, Meshach, Nishak, and Abednego. Right? So even they were changing names back then from their Hebrew names to their slave names, and they did the same thing to us. There's nothing new under the sun. So it's asking the question: Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? No, there's nothing new. Keep going.
It has been already of old time.
It what?
It has been already of old time.
It had been already from old time. You know what I'm talking about? So whatever's here now, it's been already from the old times, right? Is this menorah new? No, it's not new. It's been here, right? What about these lions? No. What about this? What about the shofar? No. What about the scroll? No, because we had these things before when we were teaching. What about the Sabbath service? Is the Sabbath since we've been doing the Sabbath service since 1969, right? Again, because we were doing it way back in the day. So is that new? No, we're just doing something from the ancient and old times. Like we just had the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. It might be new to us today because we haven't been doing it. You know what I mean? But it's something that was from the old time. You understand? So I get. Give me the Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 10. Ooh, sheesh. Chapter 6, verse 10. You said what? Good. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 10.
Now, get me. We're going through all these scriptures talking about what's old, right? What does it say? It says the thing that has been is the thing that it shall be, right? And that which is done is that which shall be done, right? There is nothing new under the sun, right? Follow me on this. Let's keep going.
Verse 10. This is from Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 10. That which hath been is named already.
It says that. It's a strange day. Okay, it says that which has been is named already, right? You feel me? Because what is coming into the world, right? Wait, read that one more time.
That which hath been is named already.
Right, that which has been is named already. Like the things that have been here was named already. You understand that? All right. Well, we got to keep going to the next part.
And it is known that it is man.
Right? It is known that it is man. Right? So the things that was in the past is known already. Now we know it that it is man. You know what I mean? Meaning that regeneration, there's nothing new under the sun. We knew it was a man back then. We knew it was a man now. Right? Go ahead.
Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he.
Now, who is mightier than man?
Most High.
Damn. Most High Christ. Most High Christ, exactly. The Most High is mightier than man, and we can't contend with the Most High. So if the Most High want to make a capiar 2,000 years ago and make a capiar 2,000 years later, who is us to say, you know what I mean, to say anything about it? Who's us to say anything about it? But we do know that you won't be capiar 2,000 years ago, and then 2,000 years later you're a caterpillar. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You might not be capiar back then, but you might have been. Hold on, I want a good Hebrew name for you. You know what I mean? I want a good Hebrew name for you. You could have been a Dawadah back then. You could have been Dawadah back 2,000 years ago, and 2,000 years later, you're capiar. You know what I mean? You dig what I'm saying? And then you was in between that, you was a Kabar, an Ayalawan, a Yatazak. You know what I mean? In that time frame. You dig what I'm saying? Because you kept being regenerated. You make sense? So what man can contend with that? Nobody. Why would you want to? But what's up? You had raise your hand.
I was gonna say like Christ did.
Yeah.
You know who Christ was?
Hey, you're jumping along. You're jumping too far along now. You know, so we're going to get into that, though. You're going to get into that, though. But Christ was regenerated five different times. Mm-hmm. Melchizedek. Yeah, 5.
So we've been in 5 different.
No, Christ has been 5 different times.
Also, other people could have been like 1 or 2.
Remember when Christ died, he left. He got taken up.
So us, we kept on going.
Yeah, yeah. That final Christ that died on the cross, he's gonna be that Christ that that's gonna be sitting on the throne. That's the whole thing about the first Christ and the last. I mean, the first Christ and the last Christ, the first Adam and the last Adam. You understand that? The first Adam and the last Adam. Christ was the last Adam, and he was the first Adam. That's why when he said when he was on the cross, what he said, it is done. You know what I mean? Because he was. Did Christ ever sin? No. Why did he have to? Why did he die? But did Adam sin? Yeah. Did Adam sin? What about? I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away. See, that's why I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. Because I'm giving it away for probably next week's class or the week after's class. I'm giving it away. You know what I mean? That's why we're going over regeneration today. So next week we can get into Christ. You know what I mean? We can actually get specific. Go ahead.
It's like playing a video game that you have to play and keep on playing until you get perfect. You have to play this game perfectly. And then we start over.
Think of another analogy.
Another one?
Yeah. All right. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 34. Yeah.
You ever watch the movies?
Pass me the water. Pass me the water. No, I just need the water. I got ice.
Have you ever watched Groundhog Day?
Groundhog Day?
Groundhog Day? Like, where they have like people dying and they people right?
Yeah, like the Tomorrow War. Is it Tomorrow War? Edge of Tomorrow. My bad. The Tomorrow War is when they went back in the past.
Oh yeah.
Went to the future. Went to the future to fight the aliens. I'm talking about the past. What do you call it? Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. He had to keep dying until. Yeah. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts.
Right, because we got to redo our own understanding. Because what the world teaches us that we die and go to heaven or die and go to hell. And then there's a new soul somewhere that comes and, you know what I mean, into a new baby. You know what I mean? Which is basically nonsense and which is BS. Because if you live your life righteously, right, and then get to go to heaven, right, or you can live your life bad and go to hell, right? That's just something that the slaves wanted. Then who's going to be able to get the karma, right? So that must mean there's a whole bunch of Edomites in hell, and a whole bunch of you do what I'm saying? A whole bunch of Edomites in hell. We get the same judgment. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah.
If it was the Christian way, then you just have to say you know, because you know how they say you gotta take Christ into your heart and all that,
Yeah.
like then that means everybody can go to heaven. That means nobody will be in heaven because right before they die, you're like, it's here in my heart. Because then everybody will go to heaven.
Yeah. Basically,
Because nobody will be in heaven.
Basically, nobody would be in him unless you died suddenly. You was in a car accident. You know what I mean? Got hit by an 18-wheeler head on. That's a sudden death. You know what I mean? But yeah, basically, that's all you can say. But everybody's not a Christian. Yeah, I'm not gonna say everybody's not a Christian. Like, what about the demon worshipers, right? The ones that worship Satan, or I don't know what you call them, Satanists. You know what I mean? Would they believe in Christ? Or would they were like, oh, I take Christ in my heart? Would they say that? No. But there's more about the action of what we do, of what we do and what they do. You know what I mean? Because Christians celebrate birthdays, right? Birthdays are in the Satanic Bible. They celebrate Christmas. Christmas is in the Satanic Bible. Because because the first credo of Satanism is do as thou wilt. Do whatever you want to do. The first credo. I think that's a word. That's the word of it. Yeah, credo. Credo. Yeah, the first motto of what's the name is do as thou wilt. You know what I mean? Do whatever you want to do. Here in the ISUPK, you don't do what you want to do. Do you? You do want to, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that we don't want to do that we have to do. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody gave up eating pork because it wasn't delicious. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody ever gave up not eating bacon because they wanted to not eat bacon. You know what I mean? They did it because the Lord said so. You know what I mean? Same thing with shrimp, crab, lobster. They did it because, well, you don't know nothing about that. But because the Lord said so. That's why they did it. Same thing with smoking weed. You know what I mean? We probably don't see nothing wrong with smoking weed, but the Lord does see something wrong with smoking weed. So we don't do it. You know what I mean? We probably used to love going to Christmas, but we stopped going to Christmas because the Lord said don't do it. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. So that's what it's talking about. Subdue your own understanding. Don't subdue our own understanding, because like Proverbs 3:15 says, lean not to thy own understanding and trust in the Lord with all your heart. We cannot lean to our own understanding, because we will start teaching things that are not of the Lord. We'll start teaching our own understanding. You think what I'm saying? Keep going.
And reform your hearts.
Right?
Ye shall be kept alive. And after death, ye shall obtain mercy.
Right. We should be kept alive. And after our death, we should obtain mercy. What does it mean by after death, obtain mercy? Because if you tell that to a Christian, they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go to heaven. You know what I mean? So what does that mean, obtain mercy after death?
I think it's in two ways.
Yeah.
This either like the first death, like first death, like when you like kill your own, like kill your body.
Okay, I'm following you.
That one, how you have to change your own to kill that old man?
Yeah.
I think that one.
Yep.
Or I'm thinking of the one then we might end up like a rehard.
You ever heard of manifold? This can mean both. Manifold scripture.
I think it's supposed to be the regeneration or the like how the brothers before they died, and like it would have been better for you not to use the book, but just rather die than.
Yeah, I'm not understanding. Say it one more time.
The brothers, their mama told them not to use the book, and they all died and got tortured to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
See, they came back as mighty men on the earth because they died for the Lord. You know what I mean? They died for they died for the Lord, so they came back in as mighty men on the earth. You know what I mean? They didn't come back as somebody that's suffering. You know what I mean? They came back as somebody that is a mighty man in the truth. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 35. For after death shall the judgment come,
Right?
when we shall live again.
When we should do what?
Live again.
Oh, wait, it said, read that one more time.
For after death shall the judgment come,
Right?
when we shall live again.
When we shall live again. See, that's the judgment. You can come back as a blind man, or you can come back as a priest of the Most High. You can come back as a nasty, filthy, stinking, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say heathen, but acting like a heathen. You can come back as somebody that might never get the truth, or you can come back as somebody that was born into the truth. Ooh wee. You know what I'm talking about? You know, but it all depends on us. It all depends on how you live your life right now. You know what I mean? Because you can be a filthy, unrighteous person, or you can be all the way righteous. And when you die, you'll get that judgment, and you shall live again. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest.
Right? Be manifest. Go ahead.
And the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right. See, you see how he got both in there? The names of the righteous shall be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. You see how I got both? It didn't leave nothing out. It didn't say the godly, but see, if the names of the righteous shall be manifest, right? Then the names of the unrighteous shall be there too, right? And then it says, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Then the works of the godly should be there too, right? You see how both sides is. Where's that? Give me a precept for that.
Precept for this one?
Yeah. You got it because it's in our heaven and hell breakdown. That's the only what's name I'm gonna give you.
Heaven and hell breakdown?
That's the only one I'm gonna give you. That's the only. You know, so Cap had to break this. Cap had to break this one down to me because I just didn't understand until he actually broke it down to me. And I said, "Oh my goodness!" It's Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. 3 and 15, 3 and 16.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 15?
Uh-huh. It's 3 and 16, but I want you to start 3 and 15.
Oh. So it says, verse 15. Let's see. This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter
3.
Chapter 3, verse 15. That which hath been is now.
It says what?
That which hath been is now.
You see how that happened? That which was been in the old time is now. Yes.
So it's saying, so Babylon that was in the past
is now. Is now. The Babylon, the Egypt, all those kingdoms that was there in the old. What category I guess it was Daniel 7. It was Daniel 7, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It was Daniel 7. It was Daniel 7 talking about it was like 7 and 22, talking about all the kingdoms, the bear, the leopard, the right? How they're all the dragon.
Another dragon, how they're all connected.
Yeah.
The dragon.
Yeah, the leopard, the bear, and the I forgot the first animal, but how they're all here in America. They all have the understanding that they're all here in America, just like Babylon, Egypt. They're all those ideas and ideologies are here in America. They're here. right? So it says that which hath been is now, right? Go ahead.
And that which is to be hath already been.
No. Oh, my bad. Say that part again, my bad.
And that which is to be hath already been.
Right, and that which is to be in the future has already been in the past. You know what I mean? So it's in the past and it's here now, and whatever's in the past is going to be in the future.
So we saying we already had it in the past.
We did.
So now we're getting in the future.
We did have it in the past. Adam had the kingdom of heaven. He had dominion over all the earth. So did King David. Right? We just don't have it now, but we're going to have it in the future. Hell, Edomites had rulership with what's his face? Alexander the Greek. They had rulership with Rome. They had rulership right now. Right? You know what I mean? So it's all been here before. Let's start to read that. Let's read it one more time.
15. That which hath been is now.
Go ahead.
And that which is to be hath already been.
Had already been. Or it's right here. It could be right here. It's in the past. It's now. And what is to be in the future has already been. You know what I mean? But I mean, think about what happened in the past before. You know what I mean? So it's a continual cycle. It's the circle of life. Make sense? Keep going.
And God requires that which is past.
Right. The Lord requires the past. Makes you remember.
Actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like requiring the things that happened in the past. Like, so like how the judgment is coming, he required it.
Yeah. So give me Deuteronomy 27. Deuteronomy 32 and 7. I was at 27 and 2. Boy, I try to tell you. The numbers be there. They just be backwards.
This is the book of Deuteronomy. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old.
Right? The past. Remember the days of the past. Because what happens in the past. So was Edom ever judged for the things that they did back in the day? Was Edom ever judged for the things they did back in the day?
Wow.
So their kingdom wasn't taken away from them?
Oh, they get Edom?
Yeah. Yeah. Their kingdom was taken away from them, right? And they would become desolate and went to back walking on all fours and went to being the nasty, but then they came back. They had a renaissance, right? Right? Remember the days of old. Keep going.
Consider the years of many generations.
Consider the years of many generations, all of our generations, right? Go ahead.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Right. Ask your fathers, and he will show thee, because they're our elders, right? So you can ask them about what was going on in the 60s, and they're going to tell you what was going on in the 60s. But that's also what's going on now. Make sense? You know what I mean? They were murdering black men in the 60s. They were lynching black men in the 60s, right? Just a few weeks ago, they were lynching black men in Mississippi. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So don't. Just consider the past. You know what I mean? And keep going, because there's more in there about the elders, right? Yeah.
Listen, ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Right.
Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
They're gonna tell you about it. They're gonna tell you about it. We got books so many books about when I was a slave and from slave ships to Egypt, or from Egypt to slave ships, right? We got so many different books talking about our history, talking about our past, from our forefathers telling us these things. Yes.
Also, I'd rather come back as an Egypt than to keep coming back as a black slave.
Well, then I understand. It's the same reason why a black man marries a white woman. Or I'm sorry, can I say that? That's the reason why a black man marries a white woman. They're looking for the power right now. But what did we read earlier about the regeneration? We're going to get those 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel in the future. We're working for things in the future. We don't care about what's going on right now, because what we're doing right now is setting up the future. And then in the future, our kingdom will never be, what would you call it? Will never be destroyed. What's up?
Something like that, that's going to destroy them. It's going to take them down.
No, it's going to destroy them.
Yeah.
It's going to destroy them, and then they're going to come back as an oppressor, and then when we get our kingdom, they're going to come back as an oppressor. Because it's just like the Christian church now. They want their kingdom now. Okay, you can have your riches, you can have all that now. Okay, but then when the kingdom comes, you're not gonna. You think you're gonna get the kingdom with Captain Yatazak? You think you're gonna get the kingdom with Officer Dawada? You're gonna get. You think you know what I mean? Like, you think you'll get the kingdom with Commanding General Yohana and General Mahaiman when you've been doing? You have your kingdom right here. You driving Benzes and what they call them, Rolls Royces, and flying on $62 million jets. You know what I mean? So how are you gonna get that kingdom? How are you gonna get this kingdom and the kingdom when Christ returns? You know, Lord knows I struggle every day. Right? You know what I mean? They should never want to suffer with Christ. When Christ was here, Christ didn't do any sin, but he suffered. You know what I mean? So you want to come back as an oppressor, but you don't want to suffer with Christ, basically. Yeah. Yeah. You have to long suffer to get something. You know what I mean? Think about rappers. Rappers was working hard rapping, going to shows with 2, 3, 4 people. Then they make it big. Back in the day, nowadays it ain't like that. Nowadays they make one good TikTok song and everybody, you know what I mean? Pound town. Everybody on it. Like, I just don't get it. I will never get it. I would never get it. Now everybody make TikTok videos and make the song hot. People get rich off of those.
Yeah, I've seen those 2 girls become rappers. I think anybody could come out.
I don't know what girls you talking about.
What 2 girls you ain't talking about?
No.
I think they sing that song. Do. You know what I'm talking about, right? The one.
No, I don't.
Damn. I'm not sure.
City Girls? I don't know what you're talking about.
The City Girls?
Yeah.
The one that everybody talking about?
I don't know. Gosh. I don't know, bro. I'm getting older because I'm starting to listen to old music.
It's like Red something?
Sexy Red?
Yeah, her.
Yeah, that's the Pound Town girl.
Oh, yeah, Pound Town girl. Yeah, Sexy Red, yeah.
Yeah. I'm convinced she's here to destroy the black community. I'm convinced. I'm gonna try it. Forget it.
You say you was
I can't rap. All right, kid, let's keep going, bro. On Ecclesiastes 3:15 or 16. We're at 16 now. Now, this right here is a heaven and hell scripture, right? This is the one that Cap had to break down to me. And when he broke it down, it was so simple. I said, oh, it made so much sense, but when I was reading it, it just didn't make sense to me.
Come on, verse 8.
No, verse 16. No, Ecclesiastes 3 and 16.
Oh, sorry, you said Deuteronomy.
Yeah, I don't want to do Deuteronomy no more. We already did that. 32 and 7. 32 and 7. 32 and 7. Because we got to remember the days of old, man. You know, the Lord remembers the days of old. The Lord, when you were, the Lord got an angel writing down everything you did when you was 8 years old, and you stuck your finger in your nose and wiped it on the wall. The Lord was like, the angel wrote that down like this. He didn't even take it to the. He didn't even wipe his finger off on a paper towel and throw it away. He wiped it on the wall. Crazy. Yeah, so like, you dig what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that's a sin. You can't. I'm not gonna say that's a sin. That's not a sin, but you catch the drift though, right?
It's not a sin you believe in?
So wipe your booger on the wall. That's not a sin. It's distasteful. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And verse, you want to start 16?
No, 16.
Verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
The place of what?
The place of judgment.
He saw under the sun the place of judgment. And what else?
That wickedness was there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And the place of righteousness.
Ooh-wee. So under the sun, right? Right now, right here, we're under the sun, right? Well, it's probably dark nighttime, but we're we're under the sun, right? He said he saw the place of judgment, right? That wickedness was there on the earth, and he saw the place of righteousness. How do you see both of those things under the sun? Because I thought you had to see that when you die, you see the place that you see the judgment, right? Of the wickedness, and you see the judgment of the righteous. And that's what I was always told. But now he's telling me you see that under the sun. So we see that right here on earth. Right here on earth, you see the judgment of the righteous, and the judgment of the wicked and the judgment of the righteous. Right here on earth. Right? Keep going.
That iniquity was there.
That iniquity was there. Right? Iniquity is right here on the earth, but so is righteousness right here on the earth. You know what I mean? We're going to get that kingdom of heaven. That's going to be our righteousness. That's going to be our judgment for our righteousness. Right? But you can also get a judgment for wickedness too. Right here on earth. You don't have to die to go to heaven or hell. We live in hell every single day because of what we did in our past. Right? We live in hell every single day because of what we did in our past. Right? And we're in the truth now because we're trying to right those wrongs. Right? We're trying to blot out those sins that we did in our past, the wrong that we did in our past, right?
We coming to class during lunch. We coming to do the test correction.
Yeah.
We come there lunch and test correction, trying to get it done.
Straight up. The good thing about it is we got the answers to our test. That's the good thing about it. We got the answers to our test. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have the answer to our test. The other nations, they don't have the answers to anything. If they want answers, they have to come to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They have to come to the Israelites for if they want answers. Because they don't have answers. Their answers say they can do whatever they want to do. Eat bat, pork, octopus, rat, cat, dog. That's their understanding. They eat horse. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not eating horse. I thought that was a vehicle. I know it's a vehicle, but you gotta tell Moab that. You gotta tell the Arab. Well, Arabs don't eat camels. They ride camels. Yeah.
Well, the Chinese person came in and camel, they be looking at them all crazy.
No, I don't know about that because they eat bats and rats and.
More or not? Arabs?
Oh no, Arabs don't, but they eat pork though. There's laws in the Bible, right? I mean, there's laws in the Quran right now that say if there's nothing else around and they're dying, they can eat that pork. Ain't no laws like that in the Bible. The Lord just said, if you dying, nigga, just die. And I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. You die before you eat that pork. Oh, come on, sir. Yeah, Tomo. Give me Psalms 104. Since we were talking about under the sun, the place of judgment and wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness was there, right? So now let's talk about Psalms 104. Let's actually see what happens when you die. Did you know this was in here? Yeah. Did you know that this was in here about when you die, what happens? Yeah, I know, because you're a mighty priest, huh? 29. But people don't know that this is what happens when they die. They just think, you know what I mean? I thought the Christians were Bible thumpers.
Oh, so you talk about that? What's this?
I just thought Christians were Bible thumpers, bro. Yeah, just get the scripture out.
Look up Psalm chapter 104, verse 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled.
Right. You're right. They hide our face because we're troubled, right? We're troubled people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are a troubled people, right? As a whole. Not talking about me and Caviar and Isupk, but as a whole, you know what I mean? What am I without my people? Right? What are we without what are we without the brother down the street? The whole Bible's talking about brotherhood, but what would we be without our brothers, right? And I ain't talking about the Isupk, I'm talking about all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans together. What's going on? Oh, you haven't seen the scripture? Most High in Christ. You seen it today. Right? Because we're troubled people. Keep going.
Thou takest away their breath.
Right. Thou takest away our breath. Because who's the thou? Because he killeth and he maketh alive. Right? Go ahead.
They die.
Right.
And return to their dust.
And return to their dust. Right? Let's keep going.
Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit. It's like thy spirit. They are created.
Right. In one verse we die, right, and return to the dust, right? And thou sendest forth thy spirit, our soul, right? He says, sends our soul, right? Go ahead. And they are created, right? Go ahead.
Thou renewest the face of the earth.
Right. He renews you with a new face on the earth. So when you die, your soul goes to the Most High, get judged, right? And your body returns to his dust, but your soul goes to the Most High. Then the Most High sends your spirit, and you are created into a new body, right? As a baby, it's the circle of life, and thou renewest the face of the earth. Now you're back on the earth with a new face, a new person. You know what I mean? But you're still in your same tribe, your same family, because you have to. If you were wicked, you know what I mean? The Most High might send you back, and you might be blind. Most High send you back, you might have a messed up walk. You understand? You know what I mean? The Most High might send you back, and you might be deaf. So, you do what I'm saying? Or the Most High might send you back, and you might be born into the truth with, you know what I mean, 10 toes, 10 fingers, an exceptional brain, the smartest, you know what I mean? You might be just as smart as possible. You know what I mean? You might be a super genius. And you might just be able to run fast, jump high. You know what I mean? You be like, you dig what I'm saying? And you keep all the commandments. And you know what I mean? You dig what I'm saying? You might be a super Negro. But you do what I'm saying? Like, you know how many people tell you, man, we wish we would have found the truth at your age. Everybody says that because we made so many mistakes in our life. And you know what I mean? You came in at a time where you didn't have to make the same mistakes that we made. You dig what I'm saying? We had that chance. You know what I mean? So in your former life, you probably was wicked for a little bit, and then you change your life was excellent. Lord was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring him in the truth at a young age, so he don't have to make the mistakes that everybody else made. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because Caviar, you're really a creative player. Yeah, you didn't know that. You're a creative player here on Earth.
You said I'm a creative player?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. You know when you play a video game like let's say Madden and you create a player, everything 99. You know what I'm talking about? And he the dopest nigga on the field. You a creative player, Caviar. You know what I mean? If you just listen to the men above you, you'll be all right. You know what I mean? Just keep listening to the men above you. You'll be all right. Following orders. You be greatest. You dig what I'm saying? You like Commander Junior Hana. You know, Commander Junior Hana found the truth at like age 17. He was young in the game. Like, I found the truth. Good night. I found the truth in the 30s, in my 30s. Good night. You know.
So Commander Junior Hana's been here his whole life, pretty much. And now we're living.
Hey, because the Lord was like, you know, Commander General Yohana, you're gonna become commanding General Yohana. You know what I mean? Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, I got plans for him, just like he got plans for you. You just don't know the plans. But everybody around you sees it like, hey, y'all gonna be something fierce. You know what I mean? Right? Give me let me get John 9. Yeah, John 9. Let's go into the New Testament. Because remember, we've been talking about all the judgment of what happens when you die, right? And then the Lord might judge you and come back. You know what I mean? This and that. So we're gonna see let's see what Christ said about it. The first verse.
It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 1. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Right. See, he was blind from his birth, right? You know what I mean? Remember, I was telling you, the Lord might be born blind. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin? This man?
Who?
Who did sin? This man? Or his parents? That he was born blind.
Look, so not only you can be judged in your next life by what you did in the past, right? But also whatever your parents do, it can trickle down to your children. That makes sense? That makes sense. So the Lord might be like, yeah, you good. I ain't gonna get you. Oh, but I ain't gonna get your son. You know what I mean? Just think about King David. All right, King David, he committed adultery when he had sex with Bathsheba, Uriah's wife, right? What happened?
His baby got killed.
Right. The Lord judged that child. That's a judgment nobody wants. You don't want your children to be judged by the Most High. You know what I mean? You understand? You don't want your children to be judged by the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 2. Verse 2, and his disciples. Verse 3, Jesus answered, neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
What does that mean?
So the man, he or nor his parents sin, but he made blind so that he can show the power of the Most High and the power of the Lord.
Right. How?
By making them unblind.
About making it unbind. I feel you. I feel you, bro. It makes sense. It makes sense sometimes, right? Like memorialized or something. I didn't use a couple words that's not words, but it sound good. It sound like it's supposed to be there though. You know what I mean? Right, because this circumstance the Lord wanted. This is the circumstances that the Lord wanted. So that the Lord wanted for a miracle for them to come to the truth. You know what I mean? Sometimes the Lord just uses certain people as examples so people can see the miracle and be like, and they be like, what did you do? You know what I mean? I just did what the Lord said. I come to class and this, that. What class you, what a class at? You know what I mean? Because they be that tired of suffering. You know what I mean? It's just like when we go to camp, you know what I mean? And somebody just sit there and be just watching the whole time, like, and asking questions like, hey, I'm trying to get in this. What y'all talking about? Like, you feel me? Like, hey, well, so how can I learn more? Oh, come to class, man. Then like you called the number, you came to class, and you ain't left since. You do what I'm saying? You ain't left since. You know what I'm talking about? I would Caviar be here every day if he could. He'd be here all days if he could. You know what I mean? If he can get paid for doing this and you know what I'm talking, and pay his bills, that boy. You know what I'm talking? Huh? Yeah. That boy Caviar be here. That's you know what I'm talking? You feel me? That's what we talking about. Young Lion. Roar. Yeah, you do what I'm saying? Right. How else? Give me Hebrews 11 and 17. Yeah, because these disciples knew something that we didn't know until we was in the truth. Christ knew things that we didn't know until we was in the truth. So did Abraham. Abraham also knew. You know what I mean? I think I got to get my candlesticks for these. Yeah. No, for dedication. Yeah, I think it's in like November. Nah, I think it's in early December. Go ahead.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac.
See, you know what I'm talking about? So when Abraham you remember the story when Abraham offered up Isaac and he put him on the what's the name and he tied him up and he was about to sacrifice him? You know what I mean? And then the angel had to come like, whoa. All right, we believe you. We believe you was going to do it, bro. You like, calm down. Angel was like, that's, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he ain't going to do it, is he? He ain't gonna, like, he was like, ugh. Angel had to come like, whoa. Okay, we believe you, all right? We believe you. Put the knife down. Put the knife, untie him. We believe you, all right? You know, went back and told the Lord, like, he was going to do it. You know, the Lord was like, I know.
I'm imagining Officer Brockout voice. Well, that boy's serious.
Yeah, real talk. That boy for real. That boy for real, boy. Like, oh my goodness. You know what I mean? But he had the faith. Remember, the faith is for things hoped for but not yet seen. You know what I mean? So he was like, Abraham had faith. Think about like, so Abraham, his whole family believed in idols and things like that, right? And one day, the Lord came to Abraham and told him, leave thy father's house and everything there and just go out and he was like, so don't take nothing? You know, he was like, just go. And he did it. You got to have some faith to go out and just, you know what I mean, not have any resources, but yeah, whatever, this voice that's talking to you, You know it, like you hear it. You do what I'm saying, and you just do it.
What? You hearing a voice in your head?
And you just do it. Okay.
Like it was a surround sound speaker. You say,
Okay. Well, you know what I mean? All right, daddy. I'm you know what I'm talking about, deuces. And all right, mama, I love you too. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all boys, y'all be safe. You feel me? Hey, little bro, y'all boys be safe, man. You know, you dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Like what? Abraham had faith to walk out on his whole family and his whole, you know what I mean? To go start his own thing for the Lord. You know what I mean? If Abraham never did that, me and you won't be talked about. You feel me? Because he's the forefather of us. You dig what I'm saying? So Abraham had a faith. So when the Lord told him to kill unalive his son, to sacrifice his son, offer up his son. It wasn't his firstborn son, but it was the seed, the one that the Lord wanted. You know what I mean? The Lord was like kill him. And poor Isaac was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" You know what I'm talking about? Like, you feel me? For you remember the story, right? The Isaac was looking at him like, "What are you doing?" Like, because Isaac used to they used to sacrifice the animals and things the same way. You know what I mean? Tie them up and things like that. So when he started getting tied up, he's looking like, "Hold up." Yeah, like, and he's looking at him like, "Bruh, for real?" Like, you know what I mean? Hey, I think me and my daddy have trust issues after that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, son, we finna go fishing. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Last time he told me he was going on a nature hike, I almost got offered up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, Lord, let me know next time. You feel me? It's crazy. Go ahead.
and he that have received the promises offered up his only begotten son.
Right. He that received the promises offered up his only begotten son. Because the promises went to Abraham. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Right, because it was said that Isaac was the begotten son of Abraham, and that's where his seed was called. That's where the promises will fall down to. Because Isaac wasn't Abraham's only son, but he was his only heir. I said it right? H-E-I-R, heir. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Accounting that God was able to raise him up.
That God was able to do what?
Able to raise him up.
Keep going.
Even from the dead.
Right, because Abraham was counting on that. That when he sacrificed Isaac, the Lord was going to raise Isaac back up, even from the dead. Huh? No, but he was going to sacrifice him to the Most High, and he just had to. He was counting on the Lord being able to raise Isaac back up from the dead. Right, read that verse 19 again.
19, accounting that God was able to raise him up even from the dead. Even from the dead. From whence also he received him in a figure.
Right, because he was hoping. He was like, okay, you want me to? But I know you're bringing him back. You know what I mean? Or give me another seed. You dig what I'm saying? Isaac 2.0. Right, because Abraham was saying, if I give this child to the father, then the father will be able to give him back to me. That's what Abraham was. That's the thought process of. That's the thought process of a man of faith. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We go out to camp, right? It don't be many of us, but we be out there like, anything happen, the Lord is with us. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Everybody, yes, everybody, Lord, have you drop dead right then and there, come against us. That's how we be feeling, right? Remember what happened in Kansas City? We're having Kansas City when they jumped on our four brothers out there. The next week, well, brothers was getting shot at. Them the same people that jumped on our brothers was getting shot at. You dig what I'm saying? So one of them got shot. You leave the men of the Lord alone. Lord ain't playing with nobody about men of the Lord, and He ain't never played with nobody about men of the Lord.
Who was it? Who the kids came out and was like, yeah, making fun of him. He said something on his breath, and the bear came out of him. Who was it?
Man, I forgot.
Was it Paul or? No, somebody.
I forget. I really forget. I think it was. I want to say it was Paul. It was Paul. I want to say it was Paul with the bear.
Oh, it was Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah. There we go. Yeah, and Elijah ain't the one to be messed with, bro. Elijah ain't the one to be messed with. Elijah was the one took it up, right? Elijah was the one took it up, right?
Was it Elijah?
Yeah, John the Baptist. Why do I keep giving it up? We finna get into that soon. We finna get into that right now, matter of fact. So come on. So before John the Baptist went to prison, right? Yeah, before John the Baptist went to prison, right? He was he was baptizing people, right? He even baptized Christ in the water, right? Or am I wrong about that? No, I know I'm not. Right? Before he sent the disciples, he was the prophet, right? Go ahead, give me Matthew 11 and 10. What's up? John the Baptist? John the Baptist was beheaded.
John the Baptist was Elijah?
Yeah.
Somebody helped, so you take it up or brought it down?
Yeah.
Who brought that down?
The body of Elijah was taken up.
So you said Matthew?
Matthew 11 and 10.
So you said after he got killed, his body was taken up?
When Christ showed the transfiguration, right? Who came with Christ? Or who came with the Most High in the cloud? They showed him because they came and showed him the tabernacle of Moses and the tabernacle of who else?
Moses and then the tabernacle of Christ?
No.
Was it Christ?
It was Elijah. And he said, this is my beloved son, hear ye him. Talking about Christ. Give me, hold on. Let me find that verse for me. Find that verse for me. This is my beloved son, hear ye him.
I haven't gotten to Elijah being taken up on him. I think I fully actually.
Elijah was the one. You know what I'm talking about? Elijah was the one that had the battle with all the I call them
all the prophets, like the 400 prophets. Like
they weren't prophets. They were just like holy men from other nations and other, you know what I mean? And he had the battle with them when he was telling them he's like, if your God is real, you know what I'm talking about, sparking fire. Pray to your God is sparking fire. And they prayed all day and night, 400. They couldn't do it. And Elijah took the wood and dipped it in the water and put it on and built an altar to the Most High. Dipped the wood, put it on the altar, and then he prayed to the Most High, and the Most High struck lightning down on it and caught fire. You know, so yeah.
And he came back as John the Baptist.
Yeah.
What happened?
That boy can't be arguing. He'd be like, what the? Yeah.
If that can happen to us, we could be like great one life and then the next.
John the Baptist was great. John the Baptist was great. John the Baptist just, yeah, he did follow after Christ until Christ started talking about the blood and the what's the name? You know what I mean? The blood and he's talking about eat my body, drink my blood and eat my body and become a part of me. But he wasn't talking about that. He was talking about breaking bread. You know what I mean? He's talking about breaking bread and drinking wine, like, you know what I mean? And then you can become like let's say a brother coming here that's not in the truth, but he's trying to be, you know what I mean, trying to be down. And we break bread with him. You know what I mean? Give him a drink, break bread with him, and he was like, man, I'm in here. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Because he sees the brotherhood. Boy, that's all Christ was talking about. Was brotherhood. That's all Christ was talking about. Christ was the perfect brother. He died for his brothers. Men and women that he never knew, he died for them. He was like, hey, you know what I'm talking about? You do what I'm saying? You got this? You got it for me? Is that it? Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 3, verse 17. And lo, a voice from heaven saying,
Start at verse. Go up when it was talking about a cloud came, and then it was the tabernacle of Moses, tabernacle of Elijah. It's in John, right?
Oh, John.
You
say, and Jesus, when he was baptized straightway out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove, light upon him. And this is verse 17. And lo, a voice from heaven saying, this is my beloved Son, whom I love you.
Maybe it's Luke 9:35. Yeah. Yeah, it's Luke 9:35. Yeah. Yeah. Start at 30. At 33. Because Christ snuck off in the middle of the night. Christ had snuck off in the middle of the night when Peter and them was asleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 33. And it came to pass, as they departed from him, Peter said unto Jesus, Master, is it good for us to be here?
Right. Go ahead.
And let us make 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah.
Elias is Elijah in Greek.
Oh, Elias. Not knowing what he said. Not knowing what he said.
Right. Go ahead.
Is it saying like he didn't know what he was saying?
It's like he was asking a question, but he didn't know he knew what he was saying. He just didn't know how it was like it was offending somebody, or like he didn't know it was like the controversy he was bringing, talking about making 3 different tabernacles. You know what I mean? Why would you make 3 different tabernacles, one for Christ, or one for Moses, one for Elias, and one for Christ? You know what I mean? So he didn't know that he was, what he was saying was all construed.
Was wrong.
Yeah, you know, he's still learning.
Verse 34. While he thus spake, there came a cloud and overshadowed them, and they feared as they entered into the cloud.
They entered into the cloud, right? Go ahead.
little clouds and
Yeah.
verse 35. And there came a voice out of the cloud saying, "This is my beloved son. Hear him." Verse 36. And when the voice was past, Jesus was found alone. And they kept it close and told no man in those days any of those things which they had seen.
Why? Why didn't they tell nobody what they seen? Yeah.
Because they seen Elias.
No, they didn't see Elijah. They saw the Most High came in that cloud and told them that, because they were asking the question about, should they build a tabernacle for Moses here, a tabernacle for Elias, or a tabernacle for Yahushua? Should we build 3 different tabernacles? You know what I mean? That would be confusion. And the Most High came in that cloud and said, you know, this is my beloved son. Hear ye him.
So like build one for him.
Yeah. He's the tabernacle. He's where the truth sits in Christ. But why didn't they tell nobody what they seen? Why didn't they tell nobody what they seen? Because they niggas would be like, yeah, are crazy as hell.
Wait, what?
They would have thought they were fucking bugged out.
Oh, because they had seen the Most High?
Yeah, I would have thought they was bugged out too. You feel me? Somebody, let's say we like you know, we be going to camp, right? And there's somebody out there, and they be like, "Hey, I seen this and that," you know what I mean? You feel me? You thought they're like, you're on drugs, bro. Like that, you know, somehow, you feel me? And it'll take Cap to be like, come and be like, nah, he might be, you know what I mean? You wasn't there. You wasn't there. When the tall brother used to come out there, and we used to give him food, and we had made that bag of that bag with the clothes and the food and all that in there. Yeah, but he never showed back up to camp.
He never did.
He came when we first started breaking ground in San Antonio. He seen us get out the what's the name, right, out the truck, and we started setting up. And he walked over to us. He was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, and he started like calling out names like that's Judah right there, and that's such, you know, I thought like calling us like, you know what I mean? I was thinking in my mind like, this dude bugged out. He on drugs, but then Cap just like, he was like, he could be, his spirit could be recognizing us, you know what I mean, from the past. His spirit could be like from the past, like now he's here, and his spirit came out like, and ever since, and we ain't never had no problem with him, right? Everybody else has problem with him, but we ain't never had no problem with him.
Yeah, so we could have did something for him in the past. He's like, remember?
Yeah,
the spirit.
The prophets. He's like, oh, the prophets. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all are prophets. Like, he could have been one of the people that was just there back in the day that Christ healed, and you know what I mean? You did? All right.
Dang, so they haven't seen the Most High?
No, they didn't see the Most High. They saw a cloud. They heard the Most High.
They didn't tell them about this.
Yeah, they would have been like, "Oh, crazy as hell, goofy." You know what I mean? Like they would thought they was bugged out. Like just think about people that be like, "Oh, I got taken up into the chariot, and it was a great alien." Right? You looking like, boy, you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Aliens don't look great. Like, this is what they, you know what I'm saying? The angels, they not gray. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you feel me? But they really be believing it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, remember when Taziar was talking about that when he seen that possessed person or whatever? I seen something. Remember?
Oh yeah.
No, he could have very possibly seen some. You know the witch lady?
Okay.
She looks very possessed. Right? Right? She was about to hit what's his name?
Oh, y'all?
Yeah, she was about to hit him until he was like, back up. You know what I mean? Like what's going, like, you feel me? And she like he got back up. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? But she was finna tear him up, boy. She was like, you do what I'm saying? You do what I'm saying? That's exactly what possessed people do in movies and things like that. In the movies, they fall backwards and crawl backwards. You know what I mean? They do all that weird, they do all that crazy stuff, but that's just entertainment for the movies. You know what I mean? But when they be really possessed, they really be, you know,
They're not controlling their body.
They're not controlling their minds either.
Doing what she was doing.
Yeah. She's high ranking.
She's high ranking.
Yeah, she's a high ranking demon. That's for I know. They'll come back out. That's for Captain Yatazaki to do. I ain't do it. Sir. She don't like me. She don't like me when she see me, boy. She be ready to start beefing. Like, you feel me? Like, real talk. She do not like me. Boy, I don't know why. I ain't did nothing to that lady. Boy, but she do not like me. Is there any questions online? Anybody got any questions? You said what? Yeah, because we're gonna save the next week for John the Baptist. Because John the Baptist got a whole breakdown about him being Elias and Elijah and him doing this and doing that. And John the Baptist got like a whole breakdown.
John the Baptist knew who he was.
No. John the Baptist said, hell no, I ain't that. And Christ had to come and tell the people who he was. Yeah, John hell, like let's say somebody come to you and tell you you're Moses. Hell no, boy, that's a lot of responsibility, boy. You want me to live up to what Moses and them did? Yeah, you feel me? No, that's too much responsibility. I had to go to them in the bubby. They told me I was Moses. I don't know about that one. You don't want to be Moses? Look. I love Moses and everything, but that's a lot of. Yeah. Imagine somebody told you was King David. Like, King David brought all 12 tribes together. You know what I mean? It's like that's like Gideon. His name is Gideon. Yeah, Gideon. A sword of the Most High, weapon of the Most High, something like that. My sword, my weapon, something of that degree. You know what I mean? But Gideon in the Bible, man, Gideon was just chilling, and the Most High was like, "Hey, get up, go grab 300 men, go do your thing." You know what I'm talking about? And battle the Canaanites and you know what I mean? He did it. He had to do it. Like, all right. He didn't want to do it, but he was like, all right, okay. The time of the judges. That's what it means. Never mind. Yeah, that's what the book is. Yes. There's no. That's Joshua. Is there any questions? All right, with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Capiar.
This is the Isupk security announcements. The Isupk started out at 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're here to shed themselves of the world. They're there to be saluted only. Like if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister report each other. After this 6 months period, The brother and sister will give permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Maisha means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Day of Atonement. 10th day of the 7th month, the Sunday, or starting Sunday, 24th, September 2023. And you can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 27 through 32. That's next week. This week, actually. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, hat, and scarf. This will conclude the Isupk announcement. Right, with that, Imagine, Sar, Rapanu Hakodam, doing the turn and face east. We're going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Lashwan Kodash. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemai,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malafaka,
Malakaka,
Tabah,
Abba,
Ratzaka,
Ratzazai,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Barataza,
Barataza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Nashama,
Bashemayim,
Latanana,
Belinah,
Lakom,
Kom,
Ka,
Kal,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalakna,
Kasalakna,
Kabwathna,
Kabwatna,
Kasalakna,
Kasalakna,
Kabwathiana,
Kabwatina,
Walala,
Allah,
Kabi'aina,
Kabi'ayna,
Walasai one,
Banasai one,
Abba,
Abba,
Aishaina,
Aishayna,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Ra,
Ra,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Mahala,
Allah,
Wata Farah,
Wata Parah,
Lami,
I love you,
Amen.
Amen. Now we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us today
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our
and
debts,
forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be.
So be it. Sorry, I'm trying to face in front. Going to give the brothers one courtesy salute. When the version of Amajum Shabbat, Amajum, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yajum Batak. Going to turn and face the sisters to give the sisters one courtesy salute. When the visual Amajum Shabbat, Amajum, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Allah Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yajum Batak. Class dismissed.